Namaste students and welcome to Bio Studies. In this video we are going to start a very new chapter, that is biological classification. In the previous videos we have completed the first chapter, that is the living world. Now biological classification is the second chapter under the unit the diversity in the living world, right? Now in the first chapter we have studied about biodiversity. What is biodiversity? It refers to the variety of life, variety of organisms on earth, and we have also seen that around 1.7 to 1.8 million organisms have been discovered so far. Okay, so when there is such a huge organisms discovered, all these organisms, they differ in their size, they differ in their shape, they differ in their life cycle, mode of reproduction, etc. So if you take any two organisms, one or the other way they will differ. Definitely they will differ in one or the other way or other criterias. Okay. Therefore, all these living organisms are classified into definite groups just to make their understanding easy, just to make their identification easy. Okay, and this process of classifying the organisms, we call it as biological classification. Why we are using the word biological here? Because we are trying to categorize the living organisms on earth. It may be plant, it may be a animal, or it may be a bacteria, fungi, algae. So all the living organisms on earth, we are trying to classify them, and therefore it is called as biological classification. Okay, so how you can define the term biological classification? It is the system of grouping an organism into definite groups. Okay, so that we refer it as biological classification. Actually, this idea of classification is not new to us. It is not a new concept, because even the primitive man who used to live in forest or cave, even he has that idea of classification, because see, primitive man was also dependent on the other organisms, okay, especially for food, for cloth, or even for shelter. This point also we have covered in the first chapter. So the earlier type of classification which was done by the primitive man, that was based on the uses of the organisms. Like the organisms which can be used as food, they are in one category. The organisms which can be used to make the cloth or covering the body, those organisms in one group. And the organisms that can be easily used to make the shelter, those organisms are in one kind. So the earlier attempt for the classification was based on the uses of the organisms. Okay, but later it was Aristotle. Okay, so Aristotle who made an attempt to classify the organisms based on their scientific characters. Okay, so the credit goes to whom? It goes to Aristotle. So Aristotle, for the first time, he broadly classified the organisms on the basis of their scientific characters. Okay, since the science and technology was not that much developed during Aristotle time, whatever the simple information was available about that organism, based on those simple characters, Aristotle classified the organisms into two definite groups. The first group he called as plants, okay, and second group he called as animals. Okay, so Aristotle classified all the organisms into just two groups. The one is plant and another one is animals. Okay, under this plant category, he further divided the plants based on their morphological characters. I hope you remember this word, morphology or morphological characters. What does this mean? Morphology means it is the external appearance of an organism. So based on the external appearance of the plants, Aristotle divided the plant category into three groups. Okay, the one which is having a green stem and which is very small in nature, he called them as herbs. Okay, and the plants which were like bushy like appearance, he called them as shrubs. Okay, and the plants which are very huge and big and having the woody stem, he called them as trees. Now also we have this classification, we have herbs, shrubs and trees. Okay, so for the first time Aristotle considered the morphological characters in plants and divided the plants into herbs, shrubs and trees. Okay, now while coming to animals category, again based on the not the morphological character, but here he considered the nature of blood for the classification of animals. Okay, so Aristotle observed two types of animals: the animals with red blood, and the animals without red blood. Okay, the animals with red blood and animals without red blood, and the animals which are having red blood, they are called as anima. Okay, and the animals without red blood, they are referred as anaima. So A refers to what? A refers to absence of red blood. Okay, so based on the nature of blood, animals got classified into two types: the animals with red blood, that is anaima, and the animals without red blood, that is anaima. Which are the few examples for anaima kind of animals? Like we have cockroach, then we have sponges, then Coelenterata. So all these animals fall into anaima category. Okay, so this was the classification given by Aristotle. So Aristotle for the first time, instead of considering only the uses of organisms, he considered the scientific characters, simple characters to classify the organisms. So with the introduction of Aristotle's classification, whatever the living organisms were present during his period, all those organisms, they slowly got divided into two definite groups. Which are those? One plant category and one more animal category. Okay. Now later came Carolus Linnaeus, who introduced two kingdom system. Okay, and that we'll take in the further videos. So this video is about the introduction for biological classification, and it is about the Aristotle's classification. Okay, please check the description box for the short note for your reference. Okay, so we'll meet again in the next video with a new topic. Okay, till then stay home, stay safe. Thank you for watching.